I'm Tom from Parlee. Today, what I want to do is to walk you through the modular cabling that we use on our Ouray and Taos. So we've been doing internal cable routing for 8 or 9 years. And in general, we love the way it works and we love the way it looks. But over the last 8 or 9 years, we learned there's good ways of doing internal routing and there's bad ways of doing internal routing. And we put everything we learned into the new Ouray and Taos. And one of the things that we really wanted to have on these two new platforms was choice. Meaning we wanted our customers and our dealers to be able to run the cockpit that they wanted to run. Because we believe ergonomics are the most important thing on the bike. So we wanted people to have the freedom to run the handlebar and stem that they wanted to run and not be locked into a proprietary system. So in order to do that, we made a modular system that we call FlexFit. And what FlexFit is a series of different caps for different systems at the handlebar and stem. And so there's a universal, this is a steerer tube, and you can see there's the bearing, which is the same for whatever system you're running. And there's a universal internal race inside the bike. So this would be a good example of that. And then all of these different top caps will then go on top of that. So this is the same for all models. And the two brake cables feed through this area here and up into the stem and bar area. So it's really quite simple. And for each of the different systems that we make these FlexFit caps for, there's typically a short, so if you have a racier fit, or a tall if you're more like an endurance fit. And you put the cap, then you use the spacers from the system. So this would be a good example here. I'm going to show you the FSA system. This is a pretty common stem. Their SMR stem is a pretty common stem on the Ouray and Taos. So basically, on top of our race and our bearing, so basically on top of the frame, you would use, this is the tall top cap. Then you would use the FSA spacers that come with the stem to fine-tune your height. Then you would put the stem, and this is the interesting point that we really like about this system, is you can go fully internal, which means you are putting the cables inside the bar and inside the stem. And this would be a good example of that, make sure I get it dialed in here, of a fully internal setup, meaning you're not going to see any cables at the front of the bike. And if you have to make a major adjustment to this, yeah, there's going to be some time involved to do that because you'll have to rebleed the brakes. But there's another way to do it, and that is semi-internal. And you're just going to change this cap here, the interface cap. Same stem, just a different interface cap. And then basically what you can see here is the cables are external from this guide onward. And what that allows you to do is connect up your cables to the handlebar and be able to change the length of the stem and the position of the levers on the bar, or even change the width of the handlebar. So what you'll see, a lot of dealers will do this with their display or demo bikes. Let's say they have bikes for demo or test, is they might have the bike set up like this, where the cable is semi-internal from this point onward, and that will allow them to micro-adjust the system. And then, again, later, if it's set up that way and you want to change to something that's fully hidden, it's just a question of changing to that. And again, if you need to manipulate the height of, let's say, your flexibility increases and you're getting your bar position a little bit lower, it's really just a question of, changing the height of the spacers. So there is a lot of flexibility in this system. And again, we made it so that you can really get your fit dialed in. So included with all Ouray and Taos are 7 different spacers. So there is for the Pro, and we use the Pro Vibe Evo one-piece aero bar on a lot of our bikes. There's a short and tall cap for that. There's the Envy for their system, short and tall for that. And for the FSA, there's also a short and tall. And then we also make a round, what we call an open cap. And you can see this can be used with any stem and round regular spacers, like kind of traditional spacers, and any cabling. So if one of these internal or semi-internal systems doesn't work for your fit and you need something more bespoke, this cap would be a great option. So this system is modular, and we're looking to add, as we go, other systems. An example, since we launched the bikes, we've added the data system. So now if you wanted to run something like a data all-in-era, you can run that. We have caps for that. We're also in the process of adding the Ritchie for their switch system. So the idea is, as time goes on, we will add more systems to this. And the idea is always about choice, that you can pick whatever cockpit you want and get your fit really dialed in. So anyway, that's a quick walkthrough of our modular internal cable routing system for the Ouray and Taos. Thank you.